I'm interested in ancient Israelite history, the time of the Babylonian exile when some Judeans are forcibly deported from their land, then some Judeans return back home. At that point, if you will, kind of an international Judaism begins. There are major transformations taking place, and I'm interested in those transformations. You would think that the homeland is running things, but from some of the literature we see within early Judaism, it's actually the diaspora communities that are calling the shots. One of the books I'm interested in, Ezra and Nehemiah, many of the initiatives come from these diaspora communities. Nehemiah, who becomes governor of Judah, comes from Susa, and he, in some ways, reforms the homeland according to a kind of set of principles that he holds dear to him. Those principles may not be dear to many people in the homeland. So my research wrestles with those kinds of interesting dynamics. Different texts speak with different voices. So for example, the books of Kings narrate a kind of a massive exile of the 10 northern tribes. Chronicles, another work, this later work than Kings, doesn't discuss the northern exile frontally, but it becomes clear that from this author's perspective, only a portion of the people were exiled from their land and the rest remained. This is really important because it shows that the author or authors of Chronicles have a larger idea of what it means to be Israelite. Paying attention to these differences between different writings really helps to illumine the history of early Judaism. The reception history, the way that biblical texts were understood and interpreted in later generations, is also really important. And so one of my interests in teaching students, especially graduate students, is how some of these later texts within the Old Testament interpret older texts within the Old Testament. People of the Old Testament are very earthy. They're very real life. They have many struggles. They have many issues and problems. And I like that kind of realism in narrating the past and the challenges they met. The literature is very powerful. One way that we can learn from these people in antiquity is to respect the kinds of adjustments that they made to living under foreign circumstances. Some become quite engaged with society, and some even rise to positions within the framework of foreign government and trying to make life better for the people. This offers sort of one model for how to move forward. There are things that people can do even in circumstances that are not ideal to better their families, to serve others in society. One can see in this literature people wrestling with issues of imperial control, with relation between religion and politics, society, and I think in some ways are important in an ancient context, but also important today.